Oh, welcome back to Her Standards. Today we are talking about life after prison for women. I am joined by two amazing ladies with stories that will encourage you, especially if you've gone through experiences that they have gone through. I have Cyprine and Sarah. And just before the break, we were looking at their personal experiences behind bars. Now, ladies, I just want us to pick it up from there. You know, you've just been given a clear bill. You're done serving your term, and the gates have been opened for you. Sarah, what was going through your mind? What was that one thing that you really wanted to do for yourself and for your loved ones? Did you go to church? Did you go to, I don't know, did you have a meal? What happened to you? What was that for you?
Yeah, definitely. The first thing that came to my mind was my family. I just want to see them. I wanted to see, have they changed? Are they still smiling? As in, I just wanted to see my family. Just wanted to meet them. Of course, my mom was way back in Shags, so my siblings were the ones who were here. So I couldn't just wait. The moment the door was opened and I was told, Sarah, now go home. In fact, I think my signal delayed. I was released on 22nd, but I left on 26th. You can imagine how traumatizing it was waiting. Yes, but it was worth it somehow, because I had a good moment of telling them Kwaheri. And on Sunday, it was really celebratory for me when I was now leaving, because a pastor came. It was around this November 22nd there, but I left on 26th, very early in the morning. So it was celebratory. You know, that's what happens when one person is released. There's no that Kim Nadov, Ametuacha, she's left us. You know, there's a lot of celebration because it gives hope to them who are behind bars that I am next. If Sarah has gone, then I am next. And I just wanted to see my family. That was all. So a pastor came. He had come to see his wife, who was also behind bars. And then he found me giving testimonies. Yeah? I was giving a testimony of how God had released me before time. And I was like, so where are you going? I said, I'm going to Kogelo. He said, I'm catering for your fare. That was a breakthrough for me. And he gave 5,000 shillings. Yeah. There and there, he gave 5,000 shillings. I was like, things are not really bad with this release thing, you know.
It's a good
things
sign.
have started working well. So from there, I went straight home. There's nobody who came to pick me because it was released by probation. So there was no that preparation for the family to come and pick me. So I just went home. I knew where I was going. I knew where home was. I went. It was not the best thing. Because, you know, you go home, everything you left is... Because they didn't know what to do. They couldn't pay the house for 1 year when I was away for 4 months. Yeah. So you go, you look at the condition and you're like, anyway, as long as I'm free, let me see how everything will go. So I stayed with them for 3 days. Then I traveled home to go see my mom. And she was happy to see me. And I was like, okay, mommy, I don't know where I'm going to start, but I'm free. And she was like, my daughter, I am happy. Let's just trust God. Because my mother is also a very prayerful woman. And I was given a CSO for 6 months. Yeah, I was given 6 months. So you can imagine daily. I had to go serve in a dispensary for two hours per day. Yeah, but out of there, that is how I started reconnecting back to the family, because now I was serving, but as well, I'm also there with the family. I'm helping in the farm. And you won't believe it that within 6 months, I had grown. You know, I didn't know I'm that good in farming. You know, now when things are not working for you, you don't choose what to do. Yeah. I just started farming and all that. So when I finished my CSO term, that is 6 months, that's when police that called me, and I joined them. Yeah, and as time goes by, we are learning a lot with the experience. Maybe my experience, I got a pastor who paid for me 5,000, but there's a woman who leaves that gate without fare. Okay. Or nobody to even pick her. So what about her? How is she going home? Maybe she's going all the way to Meru, or even Uganda or Busia. What about her? No fare, no nothing, no family to pick her. Where does she begin? She's not familiar with Nairobi. You know, it's really, really traumatizing. And I love the way the Clean Start system has been structured, that we have that opportunity to receive that woman from the gate. You know, that is where now the hope begins. And I have sisters who are like me, who are going to embrace me and, you know, help me reach home. And, you know, the rest is history.
The rest is history.
Yes.
You know, Sarah has asked a question, Sipi. What about that woman who has been released? She has no pastor to pay her 5,000 shillings. She has no family. She doesn't know the environs around Nairobi. Yet she is free. What happens to her? What happens to her?
That is challenging, and those are the many women who leave prison every day, because their family has first of all rejected them. I am glad I had a family that was supportive, but just before prison, just the day I was told that the money has been paid to the person I owed, depression sank in. I was scared of going back home. Why? Because you don't know where you're going. You don't have a house to go back to. You don't have a home to go back to. I am lucky I had a family. There are those women who live every day. Their family has rejected them. They don't know where they're going to start. And we are trying as Clean Start to just hold their hand when they leave. And our prayer is that we have a center where these women can go and stay, even as they try to get their footing and start life. Some of them, you hear they have slept outside. And if they do not have those structures or a place to stay or that support system, they go back to what they know best. And they decide to go back. That is when prison becomes comfortable, because somebody is paying for the place where you're sleeping. You're not thinking about rent. You're not thinking. It becomes comfortable. So they will do what they know how to do best and go back into prison. So I would urge the society and churches that when our women leave prison, when a woman leaves prison, and family plays a key role, to embrace this women. They've already served time. The society does not need to condemn them to a second term that makes them go back into the prison.
Sarah, when a woman leaves prison, that environment that prison is and the stresses that bombard them, I know you do a lot of coaching. Is that a career that you picked up after prison, or is it something that you were doing way before? So how, and how, using your experience as a life coach and also your experience as somebody who has served life behind bars, what do you think such people should do? What options are available for them?
Okay, like I said earlier, Clean Start has a structure, that gives us a chance to touch base with this woman. That is 6 months prior to release. Those are the ones who already have a date. Yeah. So we have a program called Ufunuo program, and it is a tailor-made. We've just come up with it, because of the experience that we've gone through and the things that we had to struggle with. You know, one of it is myself. Even though you might find a family that is supportive, but you have not accepted yourself, tell me what kind of a burden you're going to be to that family. Because they have to deal with your negativity, are you getting it? And your washe kind of a lifestyle, you know. So we have a 6 months period prior to release. We touch base with you, just to bring you back to your senses of who are you, just to make you try to understand your inner world. What is going on inside of me? Am I still bitter? Because imagine if you're bitter and you go home, anything that triggers you a little bit, I'm telling you the truth, you'll fire up.
You flip.
Yes. Or a memory of maybe it was a case of passion, and it is triggered. You will beat somebody, you know. So you need to understand your inner world first. So what is going on? So we give this woman a moment to get to understand herself. What is happening inside of me? Am I still bitter? Am I still angry? Am I still shocked, you know? And then we walk you through the journey by talking your story, you know. Many people don't want, and I know that is how we have been created to forget, that is something I don't want to remember, but it is part of your life. You need to talk about it. And that's where the journey of healing begins. You see? So that's how Clean Start has been structured. We touch base with this woman when she is still in prison 6 months prior to release. And these are the women who have a date. You see? So even the ones who will be released by God's, mercy, they live before time, they come out and they find circles. Like right now, we already have 9 circles in six counties. Yeah? Nairobi, Machakos, we have Busia upcoming, we have Thika, we have Nyeri, and we have Murang'a. Are you seeing it? So anybody who will be released within these counties, you see, within these counties will have a chance of getting a circle where they can go and share their story, share their experience. Let me give one thing, one of the circles that really challenged me in Machakos. A woman came out of prison. She was like, nobody in the family wants to see her. Nobody in the family wants to hear anything about her. But the moment she came and she found women like her, she was so encouraged. And I told her, baby, you know what? You're not supposed to be a victim of anybody. You can't serve twice. You know, the thing you're going to do is get to know yourself, get to know your skills, and begin to work there, because you have children, they need you. You know, and I love the way she was coming out, letting go the anger, letting go the fear, letting go, that stigma and all that stuff. So it's a journey, I love the structure that we have for Clean Start. It gives that woman a chance to just get to know what is happening, both inside and outside her world.
In the environment, is there any particular reason you chose those regions?
We started with that, yeah. Oh. Definitely our vision is to go.
It was a starting point.
Just a starting point.
Okay.
Yeah, and we are looking forward to all the counties and even outside in Africa.
So if there is any person who knows somebody who is about to be released and they're wondering what happens next to them, so they can join these circles in these different organizations, in these different counties, and they will get the support.
Yeah.
Okay. I know, CP, you do a lot of advocacy work. Yes, also, yes. Probably you could just highlight some of what you do.
Okay, and just to add into what Sarah has said, so the structure at Clean Start, we have what we're calling the Ufunuo program. And this Ufunuo program is how it is set up. It is a circle of healing, and they are peer-led spaces for women to build resilience and for psychosocial support. And then once you have gone through the circle of healing program inside prison, when you leave, we embrace you and we connect you to a circle of healing outside prison, where you go there for 6 months, you continue with the journey, just adjust to your environment, know what is going on. There are women who went in when their 1,000 shillings was the other one. This is a new, the money has changed. Bread was maybe 50 shillings. They come out, bread is maybe 100 bob. So they really have to just adjust to that. And so we give them that space for them to just get familiar with what is going on. Yeah? And after 6 months, after you have healed from that, we now empower you economically, what we are calling our tables of support. And our tables of support are also peer-led spaces where women are mentored to do business. We give them seed capital, then we mentor them to do business. They have a business coach and a mentor who helps them, whether you're given maybe 10,000 shillings to start a business, to ensure that that money is put into proper use and that now you can continue with your life. So that is the kind of structure that Sarah is trying to put into perspective. But when it comes to advocacy, I would say that we are trying to ensure that women who have committed petty offenses do not end up in the system. There are non-custodial sentences for women who have committed petty, like the Liquor Act. Why take somebody because they were selling changa? And when you incarcerate a woman, you incarcerate her whole family. Life continues when you incarcerate the man, because the woman will take care of the children. But when the woman is taken to custody, life stops for the children. And most of our women, actually 90% of the women who are in prison, are single mothers and sole breadwinners with children, and these children are about 4 years of age, and then they are made to to become the breadwinners of the family when the woman goes to prison. So we are advocating for non-custodial sentencing. We are advocating for women for alternative dispute resolution mechanism, so that we are able to ensure that women don't end up in the system. Women who don't need to be in prison don't end up in prison. Let's have prisons for criminals, first-time offenders, and women who are just trying to fend for themselves, and maybe somebody made one mistake, should not be put into the prison.
I hope somebody somewhere is watching this and listening to some of the pleas that our panelists are making today, especially for women offenders. Some of them, when they're put in the system, their families suffer. Some of them are in the system for first-time offense. So probably it's about time we looked at different ways of resolving some of these crimes, just to ensure that our society is well balanced. I would like to stop there, but I just have one final question for both of you. Have you forgiven yourself? Have you forgiven yourself? Or do you feel like there's still some work, some internal work that needs to happen? Then you can finally, free yourself and face your life fully.
What I would say that reintegration and rebuilding is a journey. It takes a very long time to heal. And I believe also for me, forgiveness is a journey. So I am in the process of rebuilding myself, forgiving myself, and moving on with life. And I would really encourage a woman out there who is hiding, who feels like they are not worth it, who feels like this is the end of life, that is just the beginning of life. And a prison sentence is not a death sentence. You can actually live again.
Wow.
Yeah.
Prison sentence is not a death sentence. What do you feel about that?
Yeah, you've asked a very good question. If I have forgiven myself, it's the best option. You have an option to either forgive or to not forgive. But as a life coach, I say that is the best option you can ever do to yourself. It's the best justice you can ever do to yourself. You have many options, but choose to forgive. You see, and that's the choice I made. I forgive myself. I forgive anybody I felt. They might not have done anything wrong, but I made an option to forgive myself and forgive everybody else. And there's nothing as beautiful as letting go. You feel you've released a big load out of your heart, and even life becomes much more easier because you're lighter. You smile not from the mouth, but from the heart, because I have released. And now you're ready for whatever God has for you in future.
Yeah. You said there are many options, and I know for sure, and there are statistics that point out that some women choose the route of committing suicide and basically giving up in life. What would you tell them as we wind up?
Yeah, as my parting shot,
yes,
I'll tell a woman, make the best choice. Before you take that rope or before you commit suicide, look for somebody and talk to someone. When you talk, you become freer, you heal, then you're able to see life from a different perspective than what you were seeing, that you were feeling, let me just kill myself. There's more to life than just taking away your life. And cleanse that, we are here to listen. We are here to listen as counselors, and even as life coaches. We will listen and help you see life in a different perspective. Yeah.
CP, you have a final parting shot?
I'll just say that don't stay out there and lose hope. Try and find something that will make a difference and come out of that shell and just move on, one step at a time, one day at a time. Yeah.
Well, one day at a time, we are encouraging ex-inmates or women who are currently serving in prison that life doesn't have to end with your experiences. We are having a very deep conversation today And these women courageously have come out to tell their stories, hoping that they are going to touch somebody's life and transform their decisions. Ladies, thank you so much. I have no words. Thank you so much for finding time, for joining us, for opening up your mind, for being vulnerable, because I believe this is important for us. It is the first step towards forgiving yourself, towards healing. This is Her Standards. We have heavy discussions. We talk about issues that affect us as women, and we are not scared of heights. We can go as high as possible. We can go as low as possible. Today, we were talking about what happens to women who have served time behind bars. How do they get back to leading their normal lives? How do they reintegrate their lives? I believe this conversation has touched you, and we hope that we can carry on with these discussions over and over. You can find us on social media. We will get back to you. We are available at KTN Home across all platforms, or you can find me at Queen Imbori on Facebook and Instagram, as well as Queen Imbori on Twitter. Till next time, thank you so much for staying tuned, and we hope that you can catch us again every week, every Saturday. Bye for now.
Woman of the Week, Vijosa Osmani. Vijosa Osmani was born on 17th May 1982 in Mitrovica. She is the Kosovan jurist and politician serving as the 5th president of Kosovo. Previously, she was acting president between November 2020 and March 2021 and the Speaker of the Assembly of Kosovo from February 2020 to March 2021. She has the distinction of receiving more votes than any other woman in the history of parliamentary elections in Kosovo, and she was the second most voted for official in her party, the Democratic League of Kosovo. Dr. Osmani served in roles as Chief of Staff, Foreign Policy Advisor, and Legal Counsel to the President of the Republic of Kosovo from 2006 to 2010. During this period, she was the President's representative on the Constitutional Commission, the body that drafted the first constitution of the Republic of Kosovo. She was also a member of the legal team at the International Court of Justice in the advisory proceedings related to Kosovo's declaration of independence. As a Member of Parliament, she has served as Chair of the Committee for European Integration and Vice Chair of the Committee for Constitutional Reforms in Kosovo. On 4th April 2021, the Assembly elected Osmani as Kosovo's president during its third round of voting. She is married to Prindon Sadrio, and she is a mom to twin daughters.